Turning now to your health, recovering after a stroke can be a long and challenging process, but there's a local program working to make the recovery process engaging and effective. From intensive exercises to the use of virtual reality games, the staff at Memorial Hermann and Katy are committed to improving patients' quality of life. Here with more about the program and how stroke patients can benefit are Dr. Chukwumekwa Ibekwe and patient Darren Hunt. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to see you, Darren. We're going to get to your story in just a moment. Doctor, I think the good news here is that a stroke is a life-altering event for so many people, but the good news is you can recover from it. Tell us about the rehabilitation program at Memorial Hermann.
That's correct. So the stroke rehabilitation program, pretty much the primary goal of it is to help optimize outcomes and independence for patients who have had a stroke. And, you know, it has several different levels. You know, there's the inpatient rehabilitation side where it's a comprehensive program. Interdisciplinary, we have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, neuropsychology. It's really comprehensive to help focus on patients who have had strokes and help them recover.
And every situation is different, right? Every stroke is different, every patient is different, and that's why you have essentially so many different approaches to help that patient.
Correct. So the plan is very individualized for each patient's needs and what they need. So if you know, someone is having more difficulty with speech or cognition, then there's focus more on the speech, language, and pathology side of things. If there's more issues with gait and mobility, then we tend to focus on those type of things, upper extremity issues, or whatever the patient may need.
All right, Darren, we're going to turn it over to you. You had an event, a stroke that happened in August.
Yes.
And initially, you didn't realize that you had had a stroke. Can you tell us what happened and what you were feeling at that time?
Just doing some physical work. I had like a little tingling sensation, like a funny bone hit that just went for hours and hours. So I didn't realize it was a stroke. Didn't take it that seriously.
Okay, so you had some numbness in your arm, your funny bone.
Yes.
At what point did you realize something more might be wrong?
Next day I had some back pain, so I was like, what is the back pain? Spoke to a family friend who said I should either go to the hospital because I either had a stroke or I had pinched nerve or something. So I went to the emergency room. Where they diagnosed me.
So you were diagnosed, you were admitted, and then let's talk about your rehab program after that. I mean, today you're sitting here, you look good, you sound good. How are you feeling, and what was the process for you to get to this point?
I feel great now. Spent like 8 days in the hospital. From there, I went to Katy Memorial Hermann Rehab, where I spent like 2 weeks of just basically learning how to transition to my new life at home. A lot of assistance with learning how to walk, balance help, doing the basics, putting your clothes on, tying shoes, all the things you do every day that seem so simple, which were very challenging. And then went to inpatient rehab, which was a little more intensive.
And you're currently in occupational therapy, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're still in the recovery process.
Correct.
And doctor, let's talk about Darren's recovery process, because this was last August. I think a lot of people might be surprised that only a few months ago he had this potentially life-changing event, but here he is sitting here today.
Yeah, I mean, the natural course following a stroke is that we do expect things to improve. Of course, that takes time, and with the addition of comprehensive and intense therapies like Mr. Darren is a part of, that can help facilitate the recovery.
It seems living here in Houston, and I know a lot of people will travel in to enjoy the resources we have here in the city, but we are so lucky that we have such cutting-edge care available essentially in our own backyards.
Correct, and I think that's you know, really a great thing that we're having this sort of conversation to help raise awareness that these that these resources are available for people, not necessarily for you, but if you have a family member or a friend or a neighbor or someone who may have had a stroke and is really uncertain and unsure about the next steps, these resources are available for them.
And of course, time is of the essence, right? I mean, the sooner someone can get care after a stroke, the better their outcome potentially is.
Correct, correct. And so there's cutting edge interventions that can be done in the emergency department through neurology that really you have better outcomes if they're able to identify early and act early.
Darren, final thoughts, your advice to anyone who's just feeling off, who's feeling like they're not themselves.
Get it checked immediately.
Get checked immediately.
Time is of the essence.
All right, Dr. Chukwemeka Ibekwe and Darren Hunt, thank you so much for stopping by to share your stories. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And in the meantime, if you would like more information about the program, you can visit memorialhermann.org/about Katy Rehab or call 713-222-2273.